So, our topic is a burning desire. Burning desire is quiet. You see, burning desire is quiet. Burning desire for real self. Pay attention. Burning desire for the real self is very quiet and calm, intensity inside. But outside, you're totally calm and relaxed. Just opposite. Oh, I will earn $1 million. I'm going to get married. You are invited. So when I have a burning desire, nobody is invited. I sit with myself. We have to understand that point because any desire outside has a support of the ego, excitement. Burning desire needs a foundation. You have to be very clear. Burning desire needs a very strong foundation. And what is that foundation? I want peace, permanent peace, but still secretly want drama, control, praise. It means I'm not ready. So mind cannot hold that burning desire when it has a delusion. It lives in anxiety. No, I know everything. I have understood everything. No, it is not going to work. So what I said, burning desire cannot happen if your mind is deluded. Your mind is deluded if you don't have the six treasures. You don't have the six treasures because because you don't apply the discernment and dispassion in your life. If you don't depend, if you don't discern and dispassion in your life, you don't attend the satsang regularly. Even if you attend the satsang, you don't contemplate and reflect. Don't contemplate and reflect. Don't contemplate and reflect. You go to a job and you say, boss, you do everything. Then why I have employed you? We think in that way. It is not going to work. We do namaste to get rid of my own ego. It is not a praise and appreciation to a teacher. Don't do namaste. It doesn't work for you. It continues to work for me. So then what happens when we become, basically we start moving and becoming a human being when we start doing with the namaste. So you see the person, the seeker, the satsang, the fourfold practices, that is the real sadhana. Any master, every master followed it by satsang. Satsang, that is what we are meeting twice a week in the satsang. So let us start with our Mangalachar. But don't forget the Mangalacharan. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. May there be happiness for all. May there be happiness for all. Sometimes what happens? Oh, I create a big ego. Oh, I am blessing everyone for happiness. So you destroy the entire mantra. I think I discussed that in detail. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. May there be peace for all. Means I perceive permanent peace is essential nature of every being. So where the ego comes? And then I deliberately recognize the peace in me and in everyone. Why? Because my anxiety, my duality, and a conflict dissolve. I'm recognizing the peace in you and in me. So where is the question of any anxiety reaction? You see the way it has to be understood and accepted. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu, Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. May there be completeness for all. May there be wholeness for all. Wholeness, I am whole, you are whole. So we meet on the platform of peace and happiness, love and truth and wisdom. When we both are complete. When I am not complete and I have certain expectations from you. When you are not whole and you have some expectations that expectations causes the worries and anxiety and duality and the ego. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. May there be auspiciousness for all. I discussed that in a detail. The Mangalacharan mantra is a cognitive reset. What is cognitive? It's knowledge, understanding. By understanding, I reset my mind. When? Not only in a session, but all the time. During, during your life with your family, with your profession outside, when you are sitting alone. You are sitting alone, mind says, I feel lonely. Now, Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu, I am with my peace. But still you feel the sense of loneliness. It means it will take a long way to become a seeker. Just see that. You have to be aware of that. And now you can open your eyes. We will share your experiences, how you lived until the last session. How many challenges you have? Did you apply the Eastern wisdom or not? If you applied, did you succeed? If you succeed, did you carry it forward? If you did not succeed, what you did? So these are the topics, we answer briefly. How are you, David and Jerry?
Thank you. Good morning. Um, and good afternoon or good evening to the rest of you. Um, yeah, no, it was very good few days. Um, there was one instance yesterday, and it was interesting because we have this family friend who's almost 90. You've actually met her, Girish, so Stephen. And she doesn't do very well with change, and she doesn't do very well with things when they go wrong. And so something went wrong at her house, and so she called Jerry and left her a voicemail. And Jerry saw the voicemail and called her, and she said, "Well, did you listen to my voicemail?" She said, "No, I just saw that you called." And we had a conversation. She said, "Well, I need David to call me when he gets home." So I called her, and she was more upset about the fact that Jerry didn't listen to her voicemail before she called back than the fact that her dryer is broken. And she got very frustrated and hung up. And, you know, that used to like burn a hole in my, somebody's hung up who's very close to us. And, it just the perspective I have is those are her challenges. That's her lack of that adaptation to change, and just let it go. And so that was the one experience yesterday. It didn't faze me at all, kind of thing.
Yes, and you are able to maintain the calm. So I had a young student who says, I'm terribly disturbed. I sent the message to my friend and he or she doesn't respond to me. What is this? It means my happiness depends on you, No, no, I am a very organized, whatever the other guy is doing, we don't pay attention. So you have a realization like this. That is really good in our daily life. How are you, Jerry?
I'm good, sir. I actually wasn't even thinking about that until David mentioned it. It would a little different because she's like a mom to me, and she's very upset about her dryer, clearly, and needs some help with getting it sorted. And I think felt like we didn't care. Um, but obviously I want to help her sort it out. Tried to call her back. She hung up on me. And it's not really funny though, because I want to help her, but yet I can't help her until she wants to let me help her.
Yeah.
So, and we have these instances every now and then, and she won't talk to us for a while until she settles down. And sometimes we just have to kind of go over there and sit with her, and talk through it. So that's probably what's going to happen.
You see,
Hopefully.
such a simple thing we as a human being do not notice in our life. How many times I have the anxiety? 90 years. She may have anxiety episode maybe million times. So there is another way not to get into anxiety and solve the problem. It never comes to my mind. Unless we attend, and we understand this satsang. We attend the satsang, we listen to it, we understand, oh, how many times, 10 times anxiety every day? This is not fair. This is not good. I'm I'm just, harming myself. It never comes to the mind. Then these, older people say, even, as a parent, I know more than you, son. I have grown gray hair through my experience. And the son says, I hell with your gray hair. I will also have gray hair after some time. So I should have a very clear, this is what the discernment is. We should live with it. Discernment. Yeah, Christina, how are you?
Thank you. I'm well. I had a whole day yesterday, very, very low anxiety, just trying to put into practice everything that we're learning. And then I did in the evening, there was a little bit of an upset between my partner and I. And, immediately tried to come back and from a loving place. And so, yeah, I think just noticing a little bit of it's not perfect and may never be, even though I might want it to be.
No, it will. That real self is always perfect. That is what we have to learn. That is what we are learning. If I think, speak, and act out of that real self, everything is perfect. And the moment I say nothing is perfect, I'm speaking out of my false I, ego, anxiety, reaction, duality, conflict. Then nothing is perfect in this world. How are you, Dennis?
I didn't recognize any challenges in the past 3 days. I've been working at home with a computer, so there were no possible triggers even to cause any challenges. But I have been doing the practice and contemplation and reflection regularly. I can say that I've been contemplating on the burning desire, and I've known for a long time that this burning desire is essential component of this journey, and I was always under impression that I'm lacking it for some reason, because I didn't really understand in detail what it is and what it entails. And at the same time, I've been most of the time I've been very consistent and regular with my satsang, both external and internal. But I was always driven by intellectual understanding. Uh, a business-like approach that satsang is the best possible investment of my time and resources. That's what my primary motivation always was. While the mind was still much more interested in the outside events. And now I think I understand that this burning desire is nothing but the desire for happiness we all have, minus the delusion, minus the belief that
Beautiful.
happiness lies outside. So as our awareness and understanding evolves, these multiple desires we have with the world outside, they become weaker, they start fading. And then this burning desire takes their place. It becomes stronger. And then the mind starts working together with the intellect and not against it. And I believe that is what happens slowly, but happens in my case.
Yes. Beautifully narrated. Beautifully. You have already explained what actually is a burning desire. It has been 47 years in this journey of Eastern wisdom when I started, and it is always there, but it is very quiet. Calm flame is there inside. Even after reaching to the highest state, that state remains stable in us because we have to live and think and speak in the world outside. So that flame is already there. From that flame, you live and think and speak and act. Wonderful, wonderful explanation. It's a learning for everyone. How are you, Stephen?
Thank you. I'm good. Last 3 days have been extremely quiet. Throughout um, my contemplation reflection on a daily basis, I'm realizing that um, I'm just living in the moment. I'm not worried about the past, and I have no anticipation of the future. And in the definition is that's it's living now. And I realize that it's helping in conjunction with all the principles that we've learned that my ability to respond to situations is just that I'm responding and there is no reaction. So
Beautiful.
in my contemplation and reflection is those are the moments, and I'm also noticing in my end of day um, contemplation reflection, I used to go back further. And now it just seems to be just those few moments because it's happening all the time, good or bad. In these last 3 days, that's just been mainly good. So it's like, okay, why is it good? So I don't, I'm not spending the time on just looking at the negatives of what makes things anxiety, but also the things that are actually making me feel the way I do right now. So thank you.
Beautiful, yes. You should live in a moment. I had another master, U.G. Krishnamurti, with whom I spent about 3 months, day and night, 24 by 7. And he was just talking, live in a moment. But behind it, these principles are applied. Living in a moment that you are discerning, oh, this is not required, this is required. Normally, it dissolves in a moment. So that is another reason every master, every teacher continues studying. We have more than 3,000 texts. We pick up another text. So I pick up one or two texts every month. This is the February month. I'll pick up this. I go through it. I get a new interpretation through that reflection. That is what is about the entire life is. Otherwise, we open the book of anxiety, we open the book of stress and reaction and duality and a conflict and partner. How are you, Terry?
I'm okay.
Good.
I'm
Maid is good. Your maid,
um,
your maid is good.
I think so.
Very good.
I'm just uh, mm,
whatever they do, I'm just letting them do what they
Yeah,
try.
very good.
Yeah.
Very good. How are you, Barbara?
I am good, thank you. I was doing very well until Tuesday evening, and Zachary was coming here for dinner, and the state, in their wisdom, decided to do pothole repair at during rush hour, and he was supposed to be here by 6 o'clock for dinner, and it was way beyond six. And he did call and he told me that he was going to be delayed because of the pothole repair, and he didn't get here until after 7, and that would have been fine. I mean, I was fine with it. However, he was going through a procedure the following day, and he couldn't eat after 7 o'clock. So I had all this anxiety until he came home, and this anxiety, should he eat, shouldn't he eat, and I just couldn't control it. I couldn't detach myself from the situation.
To get started, download the Google Home app on a phone or tablet.
You could not control it. But did you recognize that you have to apply the Eastern wisdom? Did you remember? Did you recall?
I did. I
Yes.
did, but
You
it
should.
didn't work.
Really? It did not work. What did you apply? I have to see. Starting with the Mangalacharan. That is
I
what.
did the Mangala. Yes.
And then you have to ask, is the stress outside or inside me? Is the being upset is inside me because of I gave a wrong interpretation or because I gave a right interpretation? Discernment. So after Mangalacharan, discernment and dispassion, followed by any six treasures. Or let me. I gave you the first 3 steps of the meditation. Being comfortable, let me shift my mind. My mind is in anxiety, let me look at the place, position, and posture. Let me look at being comfortable. Let me look at being carefree. And the moment you move to the being carefree, it will change. Try next time. Vaibhav.
Thank you, sir. So generally, that my past days were fine. It was calm. It's just that like there was a lot of work I had to do in office, and my mind was saying that I have to do it parallelly. I have to do multitasking in that. And then I thought back to my mind that it will not work. I will confuse myself, and it will not get completed. So take one by one, have patience, and it will be done. So that way, mind remained calm and was
Yes,
done.
yes. That is the right approach. From these two guys, Ashok and Lalit, from the next session, I hope you will share your experiences. Last week we did what is summarized, last session, summarized beautifully by Stephen and Dennis. That delusion, I have to define the delusion. I'm again asking you, Barbara, I have to ask, the moment I have anxiety, duality, and a conflict, I'm in delusion. First, recognize that I'm in a delusion, then understand what is delusion, and that will take you to the discernment, and the anxiety will go away. Delusion defined, you have burning desire can only means desire minus delusion. You already have explained. And then there is a sequence of satsang, listening and learning, discernment and dispassion, 6 treasures, and then the fourth one is the burning desire. And I discussed at length that don't be a spiritual tourist with a full-time pleasure pass. I have a full-time pleasure pass, and I will just discern whenever the problem comes. The problem is already present in you. You have made your mind a habitual anxiety traveler. Until you live with the discernment at all the time, this is not going to help you at all, especially with the burning desire. We already discussed that in detail. Recognize that happiness never truly stays where you park it. Honey, I love you. So I have parked my happiness in the honey. It will never happen. It has never happened. If it had happened in your life, tell me. That honey does not mean only a partner. It may be a job, it may be a partner, it may be a status, it may be a bank balance. Then every time I'm disappointed. This is what the delusion master is talking about. Understand burning desire for freedom, for awakening, arise only when the mind perceives the delusion of projecting happiness outside. It perceives and then it drops. Oh, my mind is looking, well, let me have a cup of tea, then I will listen to your talk. No, first you listen to my talk, then have a cup of tea. Very subtle. Now let me sit. Wherever you make your mind accountable. No, I will sit. How dare anxiety enters into my life? No chance. I have to contemplate and reflect until this anxiety drops away. What happens? Until we meet the pleasure, we find that now I am at peace. But that peace is temporary. So be very clear, happiness never stays where you put it. I have to get rid of this mindset. Where you park happiness, it never stays. Christina, did you understand? It never stays there. Pleasure mind has no bandwidth for freedom. Pleasure mind that is seeking pleasure outside, it has no bandwidth of freedom. Did you understand that? I want happiness from you. So it means, I'm dependent on you. So when I'm dependent, where is the freedom? I express happiness with you. I already have a freedom. You accept that peace, or you don't accept, I still continue to have the peace. That mindset is required to have a burning desire. But why pleasure mind has no bandwidth for the freedom? Can you guess? We discussed in detail. Because of likes and dislikes, because of attachment and detachment, because of unmet expectations. I have lot of expectations from the society, from the people, from the relations. So what to do with to have a burning desire for freedom? I should look for likes and dislikes. Is there any like and dislike is left? Is there any sense of attachment is left? Does anything outside make me pleasant or unpleasant? I have to get rid of it. If I don't get rid of it, I cannot have a burning desire. And if I don't have a burning desire, my journey blockage is there. Desire minus delusion. Desire minus delusion. Remember, pay attention. That delusion consists of likes and dislikes and attachment and detachment. And what is delusion? Do you remember? What appears true is not true. Mirage water appears true, but it is not true. The sky is blue. It appears blue. It is not blue. If you go deeper, this body appears true is not true. According to the science, it is all electromagnetic field. A bunch of chemicals. So you love your honey, you love chemicals? Christina? You love honey, so you love chemicals? I have to hammer the mind to get rid of this delusion. Let me express happiness. What is satsang? Satsang continues to update. It update your mental software. You listen and learn, you get some insight, you continue with that insight, and ultimately it helps you to reach to that. So burning desire is a quiet, very quiet and calm, but it is uncompromising. It is uncompromising. Patanjali explains beautifully that intense desire is inside you. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Your mind is quiet and calm, and the flame is there. You don't start dancing. That is what the burning desire is. If you don't have, you see, another point someone raised, I just want to pick up. We spend our journaling our problems into categories, our problems of health, money, relationship. It seems productive in the material world, even in the spiritual world. But when one more unexpected event takes place, the same anxiety returns. So it means my mind is focused, still it is focused outside. And as long as it is focused outside, it becomes difficult. I have not to put my challenges into orderliness. That is okay. You put it into the orderliness. Then shift your mind deeper inside that I'm looking for my true nature, which is transcending everything outside. Then only the mind can easily absorb deeper within. Burning desire. Let us have a last session on this burning desire. Real practice is not now. Another important is very important. But if my mind continues to run outside to have a burning desire, it will not work. So sometimes people say the real. Why don't you give me one more practice? So there was one student, I gave him 50 practices. He said nothing works. Why nothing works? I'm not looking at my own mind. Are you understanding? I'm not looking at my own mind. So the practice means I have to check. This old software has to be updated by all the practice, satsang, listening, and learning. I'm not updating this mind and I'm asking a new practice. It will not work. So that from there the concept and principles comes. What comes? Consistency, sincerity, commitment. Otherwise, every session I can give you the new practice. Will it really work? Answer is no. It will not work. Unless I consistently apply. I check my mind of my anxiety, my duality, and a conflict, and I return to the same practice consistently. Then only it will work. Just contemplate and reflect, and if you have some objection, yeah, we can discuss. I have not to become a restless seeker. I have to become a restful seeker. Then only the burning desire comes. Are you understanding? Restless seeker versus the restful seeker. And the restful seeker is always making the progress. Always making the progress. Then only I can continue and I can reach to a higher state of consciousness. Why it is so? That is the last point I'm making today. Why that is so? I am the one who knows anxiety. I am the one who knows I am not consistent. I am the knower, I am the observer that is independent of the observed. We discussed that many a times. So even if your mind reminds you, I am an observer, I am the knower who knows I have an anxiety, who knows that I have likes and dislikes. Hence, consistency brings the result. New practices will take you to the same state of mind. The moment you recognize, you shift from I am anxious and broken person, this is your experience, you shift from there is a long pattern of anxiety in my mind in a relationship to a person, an object, an incident, and I am the one who knows it. I am the one who knows it, and I am the one who never get into anxiety. You have separated. This is the power of discernment, and that results into quietness and calmness. In that quietness and calmness, mind demands, then who is the knower? Who is the knower in me? Let me find it out. Burning desire. Eyes are closed. Let us start in the stage one. Don't forget that in the stage one, on Thursdays, we are doing a smaller practice. Smaller almost, we are doing a good practice, good amount of time. But for the sake of understanding stage one, place, position, and posture, you become aware of the place, position, and not intellectually, but with a feeling, with an experience. Being comfortable, you change the direction of the mind. Do you remember? You change the direction of the mind, move the mind on the entire body from the top of the head to the toes, and you experience now. Now, another point, I'm just making today, it popped up into my mind. You move the mind on the skin of the entire body from the top of the head to the toes. Do you experience sensation, comfort, and steadiness? If you experience sensation and comfort and steadiness, you won't move the body. But there are other ways also you will not move the body. You forced your body not to move, and it means you are struggling. Did I say you to struggle? No. Are you struggling? If you are, you have to contemplate and reflect on that. That is what, popped up in my mind. But otherwise, every time, if you experience sensation, comfort, and steadiness, so whenever you have anxiety, duality, and a conflict, and you move to being comfortable, you insist, you persist, you repeat. That is the meaning of sincerity and practice. And then the third point is being carefree. Carefree, I have been giving you those examples years and years. You are standing across the road watching the traffic. It means you are not the traffic. Same way, you are not the thought. You are not the thought of anxiety. You are not the experience of stress and duality. You are standing across. So you are standing across the road means you are an observer. You change the direction change the direction to moving away from the world. It means, you are moving away. Our language, meditation cannot be expressed in linear language. So what happens in a problem? That we use the same linear language. I can say that you are still watching the traffic, but you are not the traffic. In a linear language, it means that you are running away from the world. Now, if you explain you are running away from the world, that seems very crazy. It means I have to make an effort. You're not making any effort. So that is why it takes time to settle into your mind. So I will skip and move to the stage number 2. You are aware of the breath. Just aware of the breath. 3-pointed attention on the breath. Simply your mind reminds you. Reminding means understanding and knowledge, cognition. There's Christina uses a lot of these cognition and cognitive behavior therapy. So it is just a cognition of what? Breath is going in and out, no change in the rate and the rhythm of the breath, and the breath is, you feel the breath inside the nose, you experience this. All the 3 points are intact. Do you experience it? Does it mean to live in the present? Answer is yes. And from there you move to the breathing. You focus deep inside the forehead in the space and start breathing long, deep in the hissing breath into the rib cage. Long, deep in the hissing breath into your rib cage. Please continue long, deep in the hissing breath into your rib cage. Long, deep in the hissing breath. Or are you breathing simply deep, silent, and slow? Are you not breathing with a sound, with a deep and hissing breath? It means the mind is somewhere else and the mind is not following, not listening properly. This is what happens to many people. It means the mind just says, oh, I will do the way I like. So it means that is the part of the delusion. You're doing deep, silent, and slow. It gives me, these thought pops up when I see you. I see one and that helps everyone. Please continue. Long, deep in the hissing breath, your sound is there. Sound of the breath is there. Otherwise, you see what happens, the tamasic guna takes over and it rationalizes. No, I'm doing the deep silent slow breathing. What's the problem? No, that is your tamasic guna. But consciously you are doing deep silent slow breathing. That is sattvic guna. So with the same tamasic guna, you can do the deep silent slow breathing, and with the sattvic guna also you can do the deep silent slow breathing. And leave it. Let us move to the deep, silent, and slow breathing. Nyas. Now it is totally deep, silent, and slow breathing. We did the Rajasic breathing. Now we want to do the Sattvic breathing. The moment you inhale, your mind moves from the top center of the head into the spine, reaching to the tailbone, and you are singing Om Shanti mentally. While breathing out, your mind moves up from the tailbone to the top of the head, singing again Om Shanti. So your Om Shanti during exhalation, mind moves from the tailbone to the top of the head, and during inhalation, the mind moves from the top center of the head into the spine, reaching to the tailbone. Do you see? I believe you remember the four different patterns of Om Shanti, with breath, with the deep silent slow breathing, with normal breath, with a triangle. That is going to change and transform the mind. It doesn't mean that you have to pay more attention. You have to pay equal attention to each and every step. If you are not settled with a place, position, and posture and being comfortable, how can you expect you can reach here? So deep, silent, slow breathing with Om Shanti. Some of you may remember I explained in terms of the traffic and the driver and the. I'm not returning to that. If you know that, if you remember, it's good. I have a promise to me. Any form of anxiety and duality you have, and if you do this, only this one, nyas, it may take, if you have intense anxiety, it may take 15 minutes. If you have intermediate, it may take 10 minutes. You have little, it may take 5 minutes. Try this. And you can try this with anyone and everyone. Nobody knows. Deep, silent, and slow breathing into your from the top of the head to the tailbone. Mentally, you are singing Om Shanti. Burning desire minus anxiety, minus running attitude, minus expectations, minus delusion. Desire, that becomes the burning desire. But in the material world, desire with anxiety, with excitement, with lot of pressure, multitasking, yes, that sometimes works, but you have to pay dividend. Deep, silent, and slow breathing. And now we transition into the stage 3, return to the normal breathing pattern. You can think, the previous step should be in stage 3 or stage 2. I put it into the stage 2. But now with the normal breathing, no change in the rate and the rhythm of the breath, 3-point attention of the breath. Awareness of the moving breath, feeling the sensation, no change. And now you start rubbing Om Shanti on the breath going in, on the breath coming out. It's very easy to drop Om Shanti in the previous step, and it is better play and have fun. If you have a play and fun, you can easily drop Om Shanti on the moving breath. Otherwise, what will happen? Your mind hangs on the breath. It changes the rate and the rhythm of the breath. We need not to change it. We need not to change. We simply watch, feel, and experience the breath going in. Drop Om Shanti, breath coming out, Om Shanti. Breath is in Shanti, out Shanti. You will find all these four stages of Om Shanti starts withdrawing the mind, or you can say deepen your experience, or you can say it lifts your awareness. There are many ways to explain. Three masters explain in three different ways. That is what I just spoke. So you have to follow with your commitment, with your sincerity. When you're driving, on the breath, that is not under your control. So it means you follow the breath. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti. And you you have to drop Om Shanti on the 16 segments of the four fingers of any, right finger or left finger. You see, your mind goes as to the first segment of the index finger, and you see it, you feel Om Shanti, second segment, Om Shanti, third segment, Om Shanti, fourth is the top of the index finger, that is the 4 points. Same with 4 points, four segments in all the four fingers, and you continue to drop Om Shanti on these 16 segments of the fingers. Yes, wonderful if you are not touching those fingers with the thumb. Mind is touching. When the mind is touching this segment, you have a terrible feeling and sensation. If it is not, maybe your mind absorbs deeper within. So just continue, deep, silent, and the breath is normal. You're not changing the breath. Here, your mind, it's a challenge to the mind. It has to look, it has to feel. But when you are regulating your breath, then it is very normal. But when you are not regulating the breath, you bypass the breath, you're simply looking, feeling, being aware of the segment, the mind becomes subtler and subtler. Just try this. You explain me on your own way. What do you experience? So that is how these masters have designed. So I combine, the three teachings of the three masters to develop this meditation method. Why? Based on this group. And now the fourth one. Look deep inside your heart. Visualize a triangle, equilateral triangle, pointing upward of any color. And then you start moving the mind on the side of a triangle, dropping Om Shanti on each side. You do it clockwise, you do it anti-clockwise. To find if the mind is in sync with Om Shanti, with the side of a triangle. Now you see the syncing with the side of a triangle and the sound Om Shanti. You'll be amazed when this step deepens, you can virtually be able to see that on the side Om Shanti is written in your own language. Or in English, whatever, or in Hindi, whatever it is. You will perceive it, you will see it. Means we see the mantra. And now push the mind deep inside the cave of your heart, singing mentally Om. With Om, you are pushing the mind deep inside the cave of your heart. And when you see the mind seems to stop, you say again mentally Shanti. And after that, everything is done. Nothing doing. You are in a state of doing nothing. We move to almost the fifth stage. Mind drops. Yeah, fourth stage. We drop all the efforts, and when you drop all the efforts, from there comes the experiences of vision and colors and images, but you already have a discerning intellect. It watches, it is aware, these images come and they go. You're not carried away by it. Let me tell you something very unique. We will go slowly to that step in our journey. You know, I took you to a state of doing nothing. It means the mind is not doing anything. It means the false I is doing nothing. It means you are in the hand of the existence. Whether you say existence or God, whatever you want to say, if you don't put yourself in the hands of the existence, the meditation is not successful. What is the process of doing that? Love that existence. So that is one of the most important step in the Eastern wisdom or principle in the Eastern wisdom. So we will go there slowly. You love the existence. We don't love the existence. We love people, relation, health. We love the world of name in the form, and existence is behind it. And another meaning of loving the existence, when I say, I see my master appears in the form, name in the form of you all. That is very intense love for the existence. I'm just, for the sake of your thinking, you can do it. Just live into that, allow the experiences to come and go. Vision in colors, if the state is okay, if they leave you, that is also okay. We want it. We want me, my true nature, not my experience. And now you can say Om Shanti 3 times loudly or mentally as you wish. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your mind on the right hand. Feel the sensation. Bring your mind on the left hand. Feel the sensation. Lift your both the palms. Place it on your eyes. Open the eyes inside the palms. When you open the eyes inside the palms, then you can ask yourself what happened. What is your experience? You can make your intellect active and then bring the hands down slowly. We will share our experiences. How are you, Dennis?
Deep meditation, everything seamless, dark space at the end, and peace and calmness. Thank you.
Beautiful. How are you, Stephen?
Thank you, sir. It was good. Same as Dennis. It was just I was aware. Transitions were smooth. Fell into a very deep space. Thank you.
Beautiful. David and Jerry.
Excellent, thank you. Lots of distractions could have captured my attention, but they didn't. Dogs barking, etc., and it was very peaceful. Thank you.
Beautiful. Yes. Dog is barking for himself, not for me. So just leave it.
Okay.
You see that attitude towards anything. Dog is one example. And then you are always, sometime I'm in meditation, so my phone rings and my mind says, it's not mine. Finished. Let it ring. It continues and it stops. So there are many dogs, David, in our life. Don't say that, Jerry. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. That was good. It was very deep. Notice the different levels of transitions and the triangle. It was interesting because before you mentioned the triangle, you always or usually say of any color, and my triangle never has color. It's just It's just line.
Yeah.
And so as I looked at that today, I did start to see the Om Shanti before you mentioned it. So I thought that was interesting. And then it was very illuminated. I just felt this illumination at the end. So
beautiful. Yes, triangle. Yes, we talk about the 5 different ways of mantras can be practiced by the mind, and one of them is the Pashyanti. Pashyanti means perception. Perception means that I see. The moment Om Shanti, I see that Om Shanti is here. That perception is a deeper state. But sometimes we bypass it for others. How are you, Christina?
Thank you. The piece at the end about reflecting on your love for the existence versus love for everything outside really sunk in. I have more work to do there, is what I realized.
Yes, we all have to work. Love for the existence means there is only love. There is no demand. There is no expectations. But when I love you, I have an expectation. Come whatever the way we think, still I have an expectations. How are you, Terry?
I like the idea of putting yourself in the hands of it.
Yes, in the hands of the existence. That is what exactly is love. I give myself wholly to someone. That is love. I expect something from you, which I say love, but it is attachment. But when I give everything to you, for example, to the existence, the delusion has no place in the mind. Mind expands. That helps you to go deeper into the state of meditation. So we will be picking up that. How are you, Barbara?
I'm good, thank you. My meditation was very peaceful, very calm. I was able to shut out the outside world completely.
Beautiful. Yes. Yes. Not only now, but in times of challenges also, we should be able to shut out. How are you, Vaibhav?
Thank you, sir. So mine was calm. It was quite peaceful.
Quiet and peaceful. Beautiful. How are you, Lalit?
Sir, I'm really grateful that I'm getting to attend this session. And I'm very happy to be finally attending the session. And I'm very fortunate and I'm really very happy. I have no words to express it. I'm really happy.
Good, good, good. You left the session on your own and you joined the session on your own. So, yes, returning is good. Do you have to say anything, Ashok?
नमस्ते
Namaste. Lost somewhere.
सर अब आवाज आ रही है आपको
आ रही है सर?
हाँ जी सर मुझे ना इन बिटवीन में बहुत फीवर हो गया था अभी जस्ट अभी जब मेडिटेशन शुरू हुआ था तो फिर मैंने कॉन्टेम्पलेट रिफ्लेक्ट किया और कैमरा ऑफ करके मैं सुनता रहा था तो इट्स गुड मैंने सोचा कि ये इट इज हैपनिंग टू बॉडी नॉट टू मी
Yes, that is a good point. Ashok says that during the practice of meditation or beginning, he had a fever and he started contemplating that this happens to the body, not to me. And then he started feeling better. Yes, that's a good experiment. Yes, we can do those experiment in any situation, event, and relationship. Wonderful sharing. We all are evolving. We will pick up that love for the existence. Dennis. Oh, sorry, Terry. Think of it, contemplate and reflect. Love for the existence that we cannot expect from the existence. Love for the existence means that you give everything to the existence. Whatever the situation I am, whatever the event I am, whatever the relations I have a total acceptance. That is the first step of love for the existence. We will talk in detail. Thank you. We'll meet again.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Namaste.
Namaste.